Hey, welcome in everybody. This is Kim with Lolly Doodle Studios. Thanks for watching. I want to show you today how you can make some cute little snowmen using something round. It could be a cap off of one of your groceries. This is the cap off of, I think it's one of my sprays that I use. And I'm just going to use some watercolor paint. And I'm going to use just a little bit of the blue. So I'm going to set this here. And we're going to make this into a card. And so let's make a cute little card. This is just a Strathmore, card, watercolor cards and envelopes that I have. So I'm going to set the envelope aside. And I have the card. So I'm just going to fold it. I'm going to fold it in half. We're not even going to worry about taping anything down. I don't think that we need to do that. So basically, I'm just going to figure out where on my card I want my snowman. I can open it back up. So we'll put our little snowman. We'll put him over here. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to take some of my watercolor ink. And I don't want this to be really, really dark. But I want it to be at least be able to show up. So then I'm just going to take some of that color and put it around whatever I'm using as my circle. So I'm just dabbing that around. Okay, so while that's still wet, just come on over here, turn it over, and set it down on the paper. Lift it off. Okay, so you have your little circle with watercolor inside with some fresh water on a brush. I'm just going to put water right inside of the circle that we just made and let that do what watercolor does. Okay, if you think you've got too much in there, you can lift some of that watercolor off with a clean brush that you've just basically dried off on a paper towel. So, and then I'm going to repeat that step. So I'm just going to take my blue paint again, and I have a lot on here, so I don't think I'll need very much, but I'm just going to put some more of that blue around it. I'm going to turn it over again, and I'm going to put it right on top of the circle that we just made. Now, if you have two circles or two caps from things, that one's a little bit smaller, even better, right? Because then you can make the head a little bit smaller. So then I'm just going to take that fresh water, and again, I'm going to fill in the head of my snowman. I can pull some of that color down, but just let the watercolor do what watercolor does, right? So then we're going to let that dry. I'm going to take off and pull this just a bit so I catch those edges. And I'm going to dry off. I'm going to just rinse off my brush and tap it on my paper towel. And I'm going to lift off some of that color. I just didn't want it to be quite that blue. But you can lift some of the color off. But let it do its thing. Let it dry. Or make it dry. So we're just going to make this dry really quick. All right, then when that is nice and dry, you just need some fine line markers or your any kind of marker really. We're just going to go in and add some details. So now I'm just going to find the colors that I want to use. So let's see. A snowman's nose, we can come in here. And oh, I grabbed the wrong one. So I've got some orange, and I'm just going to come in here and draw in a nose. Might need a coat or two. Let's see if this orange might be a little bit, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. So we put in our little nose. We can come in with really any color that you choose. We can come in and just draw a little scarf. I'm just kind of drawing a long, irregular shaped rectangle there, right, for his little scarf. And we can take that and just make some little lines coming down to look like that, the tails on his scarf. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect, so leave perfection at the door. Now I'm going to come over and grab my black Pentel lettering marker, and I can come in here and I can put the brim of a hat in, right? So we're just gonna draw just a straight line. It doesn't have to be straight. This one is actually curved, and I'm just gonna thicken that up a bit, right? And we can just I'm gonna make his hat short, and then I'll just fill that in. And the fun thing about the Pentel markers is that they are water-based. So if I don't feel like coloring in the whole hat, I can just come in with a little bit of water. Remember, we just did watercolor on the body, and I can wet the marker and fill in, and it'll give it a little bit of shading and everything as well. So I have, I'm gonna grab a brown, and I'll come in, and we're just gonna let's give him some arms. We don't want them to be perfect lines. We can make them thick, we can make them thin, but we're just gonna make some little stick arms, right? I'll show you that again on this side. So I'm gonna come out between the scarf on this side with a line, and then I'm just gonna bring that off. We can make like a V, and then coming off, we could just maybe do a third one there. And you can just add the little shapes of your stick, and they don't have to be perfect. Make them thick, make them thin. I'm gonna grab my black marker again. I'm gonna come in and do 2 little dots for his eyes. I'm just gonna add some dots in a semicircle. Don't have to be perfect, to give him a smile. And I'm gonna add 1, 2, 3 little buttons down his belly. So we have a really simple little snowman there, right? The only thing, this might not be 100% dry. So you have a really cute little snowman card. And then I just want to show you real quick as well. Let's take a peek over here. Hold on. I'm going to use my brush lettering for the holidays brush lettering book. And I'm just going to come in here, and I'm going to look past the lettering guides. I'm going to come back here to some of the tracing guides. So we have practice words in here: joy to the world, Merry Christmas, jingle bells, happy holidays, mistletoe, holly, to and from. There's more, and then there's the whole other swirly alphabet in here. Then we have some more how to draw trees. Let's find another guide in here. We have holly jolly. We could do holly jolly. So basically then I could trace these, put it on the card with carbon paper. Like if you're not a brush letterer and you don't feel comfortable brush lettering, just go ahead and cheat, get the book, copy it over, transfer it over with some carbon paper, and you're all set. But I'm just going to take my card now, fold it, and I'm going to just imitate, and it doesn't have to be perfect, the holly jolly over here. So I'm going to open my black marker, right? And this is good too. Like I can take a piece of vellum and I can trace over the letters in the book to get the feel for what it feels like to letter them. So then I'll come down. I'm just going to do exactly what I have up there, thin line to thick line, and I'm going to give it the little serifs. I can trace the O. Whoops, I can trace the O. I can come down here, press around and up. And this L looks like that, thin line, and then kind of curves up. So we can do that down here. And we have a hand-lettered L, right? So I just love this look, especially for a whimsical holiday card, that you can switch up your lettering style. Okay. Now, if you like this sort of thing, please be sure to like and subscribe to the channel here if you're watching on YouTube. In this video, there'll be many more just like this. So then there's the jolly, and we can just trace it. But like I said, you could trace it off the paper, use carbon paper, put it on your card, and then go on top. But if you feel that you can just mimic it, then that would be fine too. So let's see, we'll do the J, and it doesn't have to be exactly the same. There's that same O. We're going to do one of those fun L's, but I'm going to start it down here, up, over, down. Can lift it up. And we're going to do one of those capital looking L's, and then we're going to use the same hand lettered Y and finish that off. And then I think I'm going to write the word Christmas. Now in here there's Christmas that you can trace and use, but I'm just going to go ahead and letter it. So let's see, I'm going to do it holly jolly. Let's start it over here. C H. Up is thin, pressing down gives you your thick lines. I'm going to make my R. Down, press, gives you a thick downstroke, lifting back to the point to get that thin upstroke. I do have quite a few videos here on YouTube. I'll link a few below that if you need a little bit more help with brush lettering, I'll link those videos below in the description box. And this book, if you're interested, is available both on Amazon and in my TikTok shop. I'll post the link to Amazon below. But look at that. It's a cute little Christmas card. You know, you can add more to this. You could do just a whole bunch of snowmen across the card. But I hope that you like that. Great way to spend your Christmas holidays by making gifts for others while giving yourself the gift of creativity. I hope you like this, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe.